I want to ask you about DeMarcus Cousins, because I was reading an article just the other day where he was talking about criticism that you gave him way back when, and he still hasn't really gotten over that. And I just wondered how important it would be for you, because I've heard you talk about players before, and to me, it's always been you're trying to make guys better. If you want to be a better player in this league, you got to do this. Some guys take criticism well. Apparently, DeMarcus doesn't like what you had to say to him about him even back in high school. How important is it for you to maybe reach a common ground with him and say, hey, let's move on from that stuff?
It's not important to me at all. I'm going to do my job. You know, I saw him play in high school, and he fouled out the game and got a couple of technicals, and I just said I was disappointed, which I was disappointed. And I've said he got a potential to be the best big man in the game, but he's got to learn to control his emotion, can't get thrown out a bunch of games and get a bunch of technicals. He's a young kid, so I give him a pass, but at some point you have to grow up, and he is growing up. And I give him credit, but I don't never bring my personal opinion about a kid or any player. I want to see all these guys successful because we show the games. Sacramento, Shaq said it. They've always had a great home base. Even when they wasn't any good in the 80s, it was difficult to play there. And obviously when Steve Webb and Blott and those guys, they had a championship contending team. But I don't get offended because that's my job. He was doing stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. And he has to grow up. But I never take it personally. I know he doesn't like me. I don't know the kid at all. I mean, I do know one thing. He can't whoop my ass if if he ever feel like he wants to cross the line.
I can.
And then, I can. So listen, Ernie, I never take, he's an interesting kid. A ton of talent. I hope he grows up and become a perennial all-star and lead that team to greater things. But I don't get offended. I've heard some of the things he said about me, but I always have one thing advantage over most people. Not everybody, most people. It will be some furniture moving if he ever put his hand on me.
The Chicago side of things.